Ah, boy. There used to be a pharmacist over here that had lost his pharmacy license, but he was in a drugstore here on the west side that was owned by an elderly man called Kelly, Kelly. His name was Kelly, and he had a nephew that worked in there as a pharmacist too. But then they hired Doc Henley. They hired Doc Henley. He was from New Orleans, and he was in there making. When AC Robitussin, see the guys in Port Arthur that was drinking, they was hooked on cough syrup. They could either get AC Robitussin, or they could get Romalar, or they could get turpin hydrate, which was another cough syrup. And the guys was hooked on that, man, you know. And that took the place of heroin for drug users. So when they took that off the market, see, that was a time when you could walk in the drugstore and buy and just pick Robitussin, AC Robitussin right off the shelf. High content of codeine in it. So this drink that these youngsters is drinking now, promethazine, it's a far cry from what that from what that Robitussin used to be. That Robitussin, boy, look here, was something else. But anyway, when they took that off the shelves and made a class 4 or 5 narcotic out of it, the only way you can get it would be on prescription. But then they got guys that would go into Mexico, man, and take windshield water containers and empty them. The Robitussin bottles over there, a 4-ounce bottle of Robitussin in Mexico was 98 cents a bottle, 4-ounce bottle. You buy a whole bunch of them things, man, and you fill up your gas, your windshield water container with that. When you get back on the Texas side, you get you some empty bottles, 4-ounce bottles, and you fill them up with the content. And them guys was getting $35 to $45 in Houston, Texas, right there on Darling, selling that AC Robitussin. You understand? And so Doc Henley, this guy was making, like I said, when they took it off the shelf, he started grinding up codeine pills and putting a syrup base to it. Sometimes it'd be red, sometimes it may be green, sometimes it may be gold, it may be orange, it may be purple, and they called it sleigh ride. Sometimes he called it rocket ship. It just depends on how many of them codeine pills. And see, he would crush them codeine pills up in a malt making machine. He drop them in that malt making machine, in that cup, that silver cup, and he stick it on that malt making machine. The thing would go around in there and crush them pills up, and then he'd pour a syrup on it. You could buy $1 sip, you could buy $2 swallow, you could buy $3, you could buy enough of it to fill a cup up.